they looked to the sea and they saw coming a huge thing. They didn't know for sure what was that because they never saw a ship before. So they couldn't call ship. So they only saw the big thing coming and they thought to themselves, wow, I think that I can see people on the top of this big thing. So I have to receive these people in a nice way. So when this big ship came to the coast, those people that come from those boats were very strange. They were very white. They tried to compare, look, we have had skin. How come? Those people are white. How come? And they tried to receive those people, but instead of a warm welcome, they received, well, shotguns. Not shotguns, but in that time there were no shotguns, but balloon, canes, explosions, and so on. Okay? But instead of a welcome arriving, those people, when they arrived to the coast, instead of making friendship, they created enemies. And then the native people who live in the coast, they got a little bit scared, and they went to the forest to observe which kind of people, those people that will come. So those white people came, and they lived in the coast. But that land, when they came in there, was a very strange land for those people. They were very accustomed with the land that they came from. And those people, they were originally from the islands that we call nowadays the United Kingdom. And when those people, they arrived in there for the first time, okay, they went in there with the promise of a land full of gold, a land full of beautiful things, a land full of rich things, wealthy. But instead, what they had was a very, very strange, very dangerous land, full of obstacles, full of dangers. And all the promises that people made in England, United Kingdom, right, it was completely in vain, because what they had was a very strange land. And with a lot of people that could kill them in a few minutes. So they were all the time in a very, very large stress. The only problem, besides all those problems, the greatest problem was because they couldn't feed themselves. Because all the things that they were bringing with them couldn't grow in that soil. So they couldn't plant. And the sea was very dangerous as well. But they couldn't fish. And they couldn't go to the forest because they could get killed by that dangerous natives. So they start to starve. The starvation took control of this first community of those people that we call Americans in a few years' time. And then what happened? As they were almost dying, because in that time there was no Google, no email, no text message, no internet. So if you want to send a message to England asking for help, it was 3 months to go and 3 months to receive the answer. So what happened was starvation. Coming back to the Indians. Yes! They're gonna die! Most of them scream. We're gonna get rid of those invaders. But one of the chefs of those Indians, a big Indian man, 2 meters high, called Chief Squanto, he decided something that was totally against what the Pajé, the chairman, was telling him to do. But the Pajé was telling him, be careful. I can see in the future that those people are going to kill us. But he said, no. While I'm here with you, and as long as I'm your chief, I'm not going to let anybody die for starvation. So what the chief Squanto has done, he went down from the mountains, from the forest, and the Americans, they were so weak, they couldn't hardly stand up. They couldn't barely move. What they did, they just wait for the death. But then, what they had instead of, they had a person giving fruits, giving food to them, and saying, please, raise, I'm here to help you. Of course, they couldn't understand, but they couldn't understand the language of the food. And then what happened was one of the great magic things, that something that can happen when two people, two communities, two societies get together. One is speaking Old English, the other one is speaking the native language. They got together and they found a way to communicate. They create a pidgin English. And what the chap Squanto has done was basically not just give food to those Americans, but also he taught them how to plant, how to hunt, and not yet Australia, okay, not yet, okay, how to hunt and how to survive in that land. And after he done that, you know what he did? He went back to the mountains. One year later, the little community of people almost getting starved, almost dying, became a village. And the chief of this village went up to the forest without guns, without anything, and he had only a dish with the best fruits, with the best food, and went there and he went to the chief Squanto and gave it back to him, telling him, thank you very much for giving us our lives back. And the chief was very happy, of course, for receiving it. And then every year, do you know what happened? You know?
Every year they celebrate.
No.
Yeah.
This is the moment of the instrument. Pick one instrument. Yep.
Contribution.
No, no contribution.
Celebration.
Celebration. Yes?